In a world of constant noise and distraction, the lessons of ancient philosophers like Plato offer profound insights into how we can better ourselves, find peace, and pursue knowledge with purpose. Plato, a student of Socrates and teacher of Aristotle, left us with timeless wisdom on how to lead a virtuous and meaningful life. Today, we'll explore how Plato's teachings resonate with the core principles of Stoicism, self-improvement, and education, offering you practical ways to elevate your daily life. The Allegory of the Cave, Awakening to Truth. Plato's Allegory of the Cave serves as a profound metaphor for the human condition, illustrating how many of us are trapped by limited perceptions and false beliefs. In the story, prisoners are chained inside a dark cave, forced to watch shadows on the wall, believing them to be reality. For Plato, these shadows represent the illusions and misconceptions that dominate our everyday lives, illusions of wealth, power, and superficial success. The philosopher who breaks free of the cave symbolizes the journey towards enlightenment and the pursuit of true knowledge. This journey, however, is not easy. Like the Stoic idea of voluntary discomfort, the process of breaking free from the cave requires us to face painful truths about ourselves and the world. The light outside the cave can be blinding at first, but it represents the clarity and wisdom that come from seeing the world as it truly is. Plato urges us to go beyond appearances and seek the deeper truths that will lead us to self-improvement and growth. Whether we are learning new skills or refining our moral compass, the path to wisdom is one of continuous learning and personal transformation. The theory of forms, seeking higher ideals. Plato's theory of forms presents a powerful framework for understanding reality and achieving personal growth. According to Plato, the physical world we experience through our senses is only a shadow of a higher, more perfect realm of ideas or forms. The objects we see, trees, animals, even people, are imperfect copies of these eternal forms, which exist beyond time and space. For example, a physical tree is just an imitation of the perfect idea of treeness, which exists only in the world of forms. This idea encourages us to look beyond the immediate and superficial, aligning perfectly with Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to rise above fleeting emotions and desires. In the same way that Stoicism asks us to focus on what truly matters, virtue, wisdom, and integrity, Plato's forms call us to aim for the highest ideals. Self-improvement, then, is not just about achieving external success, but about striving for moral and intellectual excellence. To improve ourselves, we must focus on cultivating inner virtues like courage, wisdom, and temperance, knowing that these are the highest forms of human potential. Plato's philosophy challenges us to see life as a continuous pursuit of these higher ideals, urging us to grow and transcend our limitations. The Philosopher-King, leadership through wisdom. Plato's concept of the Philosopher-King is one of his most important contributions to political philosophy, emphasizing the importance of wisdom and virtue in leadership. In the Republic, Plato argues that the best rulers are not those who seek power for its own sake, but those who are guided by knowledge and justice. The Philosopher-King is someone who has transcended personal desires and ego, dedicating themselves to the pursuit of truth and the well-being of society. This idea is particularly relevant in today's world, where leadership often seems more concerned with image and influence than with moral integrity. Just as Stoicism teaches us to rule over our emotions and impulses, Plato's Philosopher-King serves as a reminder that true leadership comes from self-mastery. Before we can lead others, we must first lead ourselves, cultivating wisdom, compassion, and a commitment to the greater good. In your own life, you can become a Philosopher-King by embodying these principles, by making decisions based on reason and ethics rather than fleeting emotions or selfish desires. Whether you're leading a team, a family, or just yourself, let Plato's vision of the Philosopher-King inspire you to rise to the highest standards of leadership and integrity. The immortality of the soul, cultivating inner peace. Plato's belief in the immortality of the soul is a central theme in his philosophy, offering a profound perspective on life, death, and personal peace. For Plato, the soul is eternal and exists before and after our physical life on earth. This belief aligns closely with Stoicism's idea that we should not fear death, but instead focus on living virtuously in the present moment. Understanding that the soul transcends physical existence encourages us to detach from material concerns and focus on cultivating inner peace. This philosophy teaches us that true contentment comes from within, from knowing that we are part of something greater, something eternal. Just as the Stoics remind us that external events are beyond our control, Plato's view of the soul emphasizes that our true essence is not tied to material success, status, or even physical health. By focusing on the development of the soul, through learning, self-reflection, and virtuous living, we can achieve a state of inner tranquility that remains unshaken by the ups and downs of life. The Academy, lifelong learning and growth. Plato's establishment of the Academy was a revolutionary moment in the history of education. It wasn't just a place for students to learn, but a hub for lifelong intellectual and philosophical inquiry. Plato believed that education was not a process with a fixed endpoint, but a lifelong journey of discovery and self-improvement. His academy welcomed learners of all ages and backgrounds, fostering a culture of continuous learning and dialogue. This belief in lifelong learning is incredibly relevant to today's self-improvement movement. In a world that often emphasizes quick fixes and instant success, Plato reminds us that true growth takes time and effort. Just as Stoicism teaches us to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, Plato's commitment to education encourages us to see every experience as a chance to learn and improve. Whether we are studying philosophy, practicing a new skill, or simply reflecting on our daily experiences, we should strive to learn something new every day. In our own lives, adopting Plato's philosophy of lifelong learning means constantly challenging ourselves to grow intellectually and personally. Whether we're advancing in our careers, exploring new hobbies, or seeking wisdom through philosophy, the pursuit of knowledge should never stop. The Academy reminds us that education is not a destination, but a journey that shapes our souls and empowers us to live more meaningful and purposeful lives. As we reflect on Plato's teachings, we see the power of his wisdom. The allegory of the cave pushes us to seek truth beyond illusions. The theory of forms urges us to pursue higher ideals, while the Philosopher-King reminds us of the importance of self-mastery and leadership. Plato's belief in the immortality of the soul offers inner peace, and his creation of the Academy inspires us to embrace lifelong learning. If these lessons inspired you, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content on philosophy and self-growth. Let's continue this journey of wisdom together. Let's continue this.